Let's talk about suppression of information. We have this story from CNBC. This website's struggling to stay open. Twitter reportedly limits employee access to content moderation tools as midterm election nears. The move comes just before the midterms. Elon Musk said on Friday he will be after taking control of Twitter, he plans to form a content moderation council. So this is potentially big news, whether it's intentional or not. So here's what we have. According to Yoel Roth, I think his name is, this is normal for a company transition after a sale. The reason being, you got a bunch of disgruntled employees. They're about to be fired. You lock everybody out. You keep only trusted people to have access. Otherwise, someone goes, what's up?
I
know. Who cares? CNBC's trash. Yeah. So we know the story's happening. The issue is they're concerned about company transition. Regardless of that, this means that right now, Twitter is effectively a free-for-all. It doesn't mean you can do whatever you want because they are banning people. Viva Frei got suspended for like no real reason. But it just goes to show you the machine's broken right now. So people are probably going to be able to post a lot of stuff. Though we are seeing probably, it may be worse because now it's hyper-automated. So you're going to be getting a lot of weird stuff. But Biden himself got fact-checked. That was really interesting.
Nice.
Hey, man, right before, a week before the midterms, heck of a time for this to happen. What do you think happens?
Well, Dave Smith starts trending. That's
he's
promising.
trending?
Yeah, he's trending right now.
Oh, what's he trending for?
I don't know. It's being awesome.
What did Biden say that got fact checked?
He talked about the Inflation Reduction Act being an act that's going to allow the mega corporations to be taxed. And he was fact-checked being like, well, only some of them might be taxed under this new law, maybe. But he was saying we're going to get more revenue for all these huge companies in the billions of dollars. And then, the fact check was, well.
So you got like a little tag on underneath his post or what?
Yeah, I think, he's got a couple of them. It's not just this one. He said some seniors pay $400 a month for insulin. It's ridiculous. Thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act, we're capping that cost as $35 a month. And then it says readers added context. While the Inflation Reduction Act capped inflation at $35 for individuals on Medicare, it did not cap costs for seniors on private insurance. Out of the 8.4 million Americans who take insulin, only 3.3 are covered by Medicare. And there's a bunch of these. He's getting fact-checked a lot. There was one about taxing big corporations. Here you go. Look at this one. Let me give you the facts. Jack. In 2020, 55 corporations made $40 billion, and they paid zero in federal taxes. My Inflation Reduction Act puts an end to this. And then you get the fact check. The Inflation Reduction Act imposes a minimum tax on corporations with average pre-tax earnings greater than $1 billion. Out of the 55 corporations he references, only 14 had earnings greater than $1 billion. So he's full of it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe taking away Twitter moderation tools from most of the staff just means that we're now going to see Democrats and journalists on the left actually start getting flagged.
It's going to be interesting because Bloomberg is reporting that only some of the employees lost their access to content moderation and policy enforcement. Which ones? What was this about? We don't know yet. We don't know the details here, but there have been a lot of people after Elon Musk that acquired Twitter that have been censored, like Viva Frei that you mentioned, that did get their accounts back. So I suspect personally.
Well, he got his account back because he complied with the BS takedown request.
Oh, did he? Wow.
Yeah, they said delete your tweet and you can come back. So I'm pretty sure he did, and then said F you.
Because Elon Musk also is sending out messages to people like, don't worry, we'll help you soon. He sent a message to Michaela Peterson when she reached out to him saying it's only going to be a matter of time. We'll fix the problems. Is the problem being fixed now with some of these people being taken away for censoring people for their political speech? I think that is possibly what's happening here. But only time will tell. It's going to be interesting to see how this moves forward, especially with the pressure from the federal government and the DHS that, of course, wants to censor speech, that wants to limit the conversations that people could have naturally between themselves in a draconian, totalitarian way. What's going to happen here is going to be interesting.
You ready for the real good news? Deadline says Hollywood's Twitter exodus, who has quit, who has threatened to quit, and who refuses to leave. So there's a bunch of these stories. They're mentioning wrestling legend Mick Foley wrote, I'll be giving some serious thought to leaving, blah, blah, blah.
But he hasn't left. I think that's the biggest name there. NBC News also had a very similar article, and I didn't know who they were talking about. I was like, who are these people? They showed pictures of 4 people. I had no clue and no idea who these people were.
Oh, well, they say a range Foley, of that's what's his name?
Mankind.
Mankind. Yeah.
A range of other prominent figures have either threatened to quit, Stephen King, signed off for a break, which may or may not be permanent, Tony Braxton, Taya Leone, Josh Gad, Brian Koppelman, Alex Winter, and some expressed concerns, Kara Swisher, or have defiantly said they will stay and fight, Rob Reiner and George Takei. Oh, okay. The funny thing is, Elon doesn't get it. Elon, he doesn't get it. Commies don't want to pay for things. Okay, that's just it. So he can charge whatever he wants to do. Wants to charge. They don't even want to pay for they don't want to do work. Mm-hmm. They want free school. They want free everything, and that just means you pay for it. They want to be on Twitter. They want to have verification. They want you to tell everyone how important they are, and they don't want to pay for it. So here's my advice to Elon. Let them go. Let them drift away into obscurity. We're having a conversation over here on Twitter. That's why George Takei said, I'm not leaving, because he gets it. That's why I said Donald Trump has no choice but to come back if they reinstate him. It's where the conversation is. Remember Will Wheaton? When's the last anyone's heard from him? You don't want to be active on these platforms? By all means, go ahead and leave. And then, good luck. I'm not saying it's the end of the world for these people. I'm sure he's doing something. He's got a YouTube or something going on. And there have been people on the right who have been banned. They still very much exist, for sure. Alex Jones is doing his thing. But if you willfully want to remove yourself from the public conversation, go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I almost did that last year, actually. I went through this little thing because of all the censorship. It was like, well, screw this, I'm out of here. And I decided to stick with it and just be more loud and more obnoxious and sort of wait for them to just kick me out. But I think the thing is, these people are running from hearing another viewpoint. You have one side of the aisle that's like, I'm going to stay here and be loud and say what I want to say, shooting for truth, fighting for freedom. But then you have other people that don't want to hear it, and that's why they're leaving. They're sort of afraid. It's under the guise of hate and intolerance, and they don't want to hear it, so they're going to run. But then there's also this $8 per month inconvenience that.
But it's an option.
That's the final nail in the coffin.
So
$8.
Would you rather a company be dependent on the whims of multinational corporations complying with the ESG score, or would you rather a company be independently funded and not need to, of course, bend over to, of course, the globalists and the internationalists and the corporations? To me,
Right.
$8 a month, I'll gladly pay for it if Elon Musk keeps his promise to protect free speech and allow people to have their political voices disseminated without any, destruction of those voices, without any kind of censorship. So I'm gladly willing to pay
They already
$8
have
for it.
Twitter Blue for like $4 a month,
Yeah.
and that's basically just gives you
It allows you to upload. It allows you to upload
right?
videos that are a lot longer, and it gives you some analytics and some data.
and that's
I believe.
$4 a month. So
Sarah Bareilles says, "Welp, it's been fun. I'm out. See you on other platforms, peeps. Sorry, this one's just not for me." George Alexopoulos said, "Who are you?"
That's hilarious.
Hey, look, she's got 2.8 million followers.
yeah.
I have no idea who she is. I never heard
I'm
of
not
her.
going to write you a love song.
There we go.
Exactly. Yeah, that was great harmony.
That
Everyone's
was perfect.
super excited.
I still have no idea and no clue. But what's happening here? I'll bet your bottom dollar right now that all these corporate media companies are reaching out to all these celebrities and saying, "Hey, are you hearing Mick Foley might quit? Are you going to be brave and quit too? Can we sign up your name too to this article? Hey, can you stand up against this bigotry and this hatred? Are you going to do the right thing and say you're going to get off Twitter once the hatred comes back?" And they're, of course, calling all these celebrities and trying to bait them into pushing this larger attack against Twitter. And that's exactly what's happening here.
I want to tell you who Sarah Bareilles is. She is a Twitter user with 2.8 million followers who can barely muster a couple dozen retweets or likes on any of her content.
Yeah,
I mean, all of her tweets, no engagement. So see, this is the opportunity for a lot of these has-beens. They have a lot of followers because they gained a lot of followers for doing something, but now they're not relevant anymore. How do you make yourself relevant? Stand up defiantly and say, "I have almost 3 million followers and I'm leaving." Well, nobody, look. This is my point though. See how she gets like no retweets anywhere?
31, wow.
31, 30, 19. But hold on. When she says, "I'm leaving," 6,000. With 40,000 replies, 75,000 likes. It's just PR. That's all it is. It's a PR
Yeah, but
boost.
most of those.
But hold on. The bigger question is, how many of those followers are real? She's not getting any engagement. Did she buy any followers? Is there an artificial boost to this?
No. What happens is someone like Sarah Bareilles, she has that big song, "I'm Not Going to Write You a Love Song" or whatever. She has other songs I'm sure people listen. She probably gets a ton of traffic on Spotify. But that song was really big. When that comes out, she's in the press everywhere. Tons of people then follow her, but for no reason. No one's following her to listen to her opine on her politics. So when it comes to actual engagement, they don't engage. For people like us, People follow us and we follow others for the conversation, not her. So she can't get any engagement. Ton of followers. It's useless for her. So what does she do? Now is a chance to get in the news. What happens? She's in the story. She's in Deadline. Congratulations, you made the press. A platform that you had no engagement on, that no one cared to listen to you, and you could use that to boost your status.
It's the same thing with, I saw another article and it had a list of like celebrities on that level where it was like, oh, I know them from that one thing. Like Alex Winter from Bill and Ted was leaving and he's in the list now. So it's like everybody got the memo and everybody made their statement and they're like, I can't do it. I'm out. And so then now you're seeing Alex Winter, who's, oh yeah, that guy. Sarah Bareilles, who's that? Oh, yeah, that song. Yeah. I should check that song out. That was a good song.
Toni Braxton. She tweeted, I'm shocked and appalled at some of the free speech I've seen on this platform since its acquisition. Hate speech under the veil of free speech is unacceptable. Therefore, I am choosing to stay off Twitter as it is no longer a safe space for myself, my sons, and other POC. Heavens! Please, Tony, keep your children indoors at all times. Heaven forbid they go outside and hear a naughty word from a random person walking down the street.
You know, the first response here is hilarious by Ron Coleman right there.
You will be sorely missed.
The gif of people laughing in their face.
Do you know how much terrible stuff is on Twitter that apparently they were never, ever really worried about prior to Elon?
Oh, right.
Musk?
Thank you.
There's porn. There's hardcore porn on Twitter right now. And you're like, well, now it's not a safe space.
Right.
There's radical jihadism. There's people getting their heads chopped off. There's crime. There's like goresome, brutal videos all on the platform. There's no problem. There's no problems with that.
Yeah.
But
this is too much.
We got to write down the Luke-isms.
Yeah, goresome.
I'm going to create my own language here. But anyway, like you go on there, keep going. You go on there, and then this is the issue. People just and it hasn't even really started yet. We're not seeing a big change to the platform
Nothing
yet.
happened.
Yeah, nothing happened, and these people are freaking out that they're leaving. Okay,
This is why, Elon is going to learn the hard way that. He mentioned this a while back that he hopes to create a balance. It's not about making any one side happy. It's about making everybody, compromise. He doesn't get it. We are the compromise. We are the ones who are outright saying these people advocate for violence. They are psychotic. They dox people. And we are willing to say, okay, fine, let them have their awful opinions and do their thing. We'll mind our own business. They say no, either ban them or we walk. That's what Will Wheaton did. He said, if you don't ban Alex Jones, I'll quit. And then they didn't, and then he quit, but then they eventually banned him anyway. Elon, there is no compromise with these obstinate psychopaths acting like all of a sudden now the platform is dangerous for her sons. She has no problem with like the murder videos that are on Twitter. There's war footage of people being blown up. I have seen videos of people writhing on the ground with blood spraying out of their body on this platform. I have seen videos of jets dropping bombs. I have seen videos of white phosphorus. And she's all of it. It's fake. Good luck, Elon, man.
Can we talk about this
tweet
say we
real
quick?
You.
I'm reading it, and I'm thinking, is Toni Braxton really sitting around reading other people's tweets at home, and what is in her news feed that is making all this hate speech pop up? Because we all sort of see what we are given to see based on our own activity.
I'm imagining, imagining her son comes in. It's like, a month ago. Mom. Yeah, what is it? I just watched a video of a radical jihadist behead somebody. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Then he comes in a week later. He's like, Mom, I'm watching two adults engage in, yeah, whatever. That's nice. Then she's sitting there reading the news, like Elon Musk buys Twitter. No. This is not safe for my sons. Yeah. Spare me, dude. It's all of them, though.
Yeah.
Sarah Bareilles doesn't care about this stuff. They're just, at some point, Elon, you got to recognize, tell them to go away. Go away. Get out of here. If I go outside right now, if I go downtown to like any big city, you're going to see some of the craziest stuff. People are going to be holding up pictures of dead babies. They're going to be holding up pictures of all sorts of nonsense. They're going to be screaming all sorts of nonsense. There's people who walk around naked at Pride events. There are performers in Times Square who get really close to being naked. You go to Hollywood, you might see some nudity all over the place. You're definitely going to see violence. Hey, if you literally go to New York City, you might get pushed onto the tracks. Better keep your kids indoors. Lock the room. Don't let them out. Because if that's the reality, you're scared of some mean words that haven't even appeared on the platform yet, well, okay, then you shouldn't be going outside at all. Don't make me have to pay for your fear.
Mm-hmm. Nobody in their right mind should be letting their kids on Twitter without their oversight.
Oh, no, don't let your kids on Twitter. Just don't give you take away their
step
cell phones.
Don't let your kid on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's
18,
the fray, man. It is the fray. It is culture war battle zone.
Yeah. I mean, maybe take them on Twitter with you to show them how crazy it is, but...
Well, Twitter needs to have like a safe mode and a not safe mode. And that solves a lot of the problems. Like that's what Minds does, right?
Yeah. Yeah, not safe for work stuff.
Yeah, you can have a safe mode, which is kind of like, there's some news stuff on it that's probably not appropriate for kids, but it's not really that crazy. And then there's the not safe for work stuff, which is war, combat, serious crimes.
Politics, in my opinion.
A lot of politics. I don't know, though. I think kids are allowed to listen to politics to a certain degree. I think most politics are probably fine. Most politics used to be like this tax policy or, things like that.
I used to say religion wasn't safe for work, any kind of religious stuff. And then I'd get like Christmas posts and I'd be like, all right, by my own rules, this is not safe for work. And it'd be like holly jolly jingle. And I'm like, not safe for work. It's too religious. It's Christian.
How dare you?
Yeah. So I just stuck to my morals and I kept all not safe for work. If it's religious, not safe for work. Because not everyone's Christian.
But it is safe for work.
But it's not something I want to appear on someone's computer in a work environment because I don't want to create divisiveness.
But why would
That's
that?
the purpose of it. Like any kind of religion, any kind of politics.
This is their worldview, bro.
Yeah.
Our worldview is kind of like, oh, hey, a post about, Judaism. Whatever. I'll read it. I'm interested in seeing what they have to say. I'm not Jewish. Oh, hey, look, Kwanzaa. What's that all about? I'll read about that. What do you think? Mormonism. Mm-hmm. South Park did a great episode on Mormonism where they're kind of like ragging on the Mormon faith. And at the end of the episode, the Mormon family is just like, you know what? We've been really nice to you. You guys are just dicks. Like the Mormon family was really nice and wholesome and didn't hurt anybody, but they believed things that the other kids thought were stupid. That's how I see it. You post something on social media and I think it's dumb. Whatever, man. If I disagree with you, I disagree with you. That's the conversation. If it's like someone saying, if I see like a post about BLM or something, and it's in the context of, hey, look at this young man who was killed by police in this story. It's really sad. I'm not going to be like, screw you, you morons. I'm going to be like, oh, whatever,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we shouldn't be trying, Ian, to appease deranged children who never grew up. Like these individuals, put them in a safe space. Put play foam in there. Pad the walls up and make it a virtual safe space where people could go and they will prioritize feelings over facts, and then have a real place where adults could go that could have serious conversations and could handle the realities of this world and not need to be safeguarded from the truth. So this is what Elon Musk has been talking about doing. He also has been talking about sharing advertisement revenue and revenue from Twitter, giving it to some of the content creators. He's planning to officially lay off 25% of the company. So this is going to be a very big transition that we're going to be seeing here. And I think he's going to, at the end of the day, offer people the opportunity. Hey, have your little safe space, be able just to see Disney cartoons and commercials for Big Pharma being regurgitated to you. You could have that space. And then you could have a real world space.
They could make Twitter invite-only nodes. He could say that someone like, Sarah Bareilles can elect to create a node which will give anyone who follows her an invite to join the node, and the node is only her followers. No one can see anything inside of it or share anything outside of it unless they're invited to the node. How about that?
Have you seen the tribal social site?
Yeah.
Like, why aren't they all flocking on over there? And
a lot of them are.
But
here's the issue. The Daily Beast wrote that tribal social is full of hate speech. They're going after tribal the same as they go after Parler. Why? Because Face CIA Book and Twitter, actively collude with government. And the real advantage to these centralized networks is the manipulation of public opinion. Getting everybody to go to tribal social is just as bad as if it's Parler. You lose control of the narrative. Mm-hmm. Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.